welcome to the maiden edition of NAS this week.
And what he is praying now is
that if this scenario
That he of Kano State
will be given priorities and so that at the end of
Honourable Adebayo Balogun of Lagos State shares solution to effect of dollar rise on Nigerian economy. Take a listen.
First of all, we have to look at how we got into this situation we find ourselves. Nigeria started with a very good economy, highly dependent on agricultural exports, and by the time we got into the era of oil, we abandoned the major occupation that has been giving us the foreign exchange. And in our getting oil, we did not even take the full advantage of the oil. We only extract and sell, removing all the other advantages that comes with production. And today we have become a dumping ground for every product internationally. This is a situation where we produce oil, yet we buy refined products from abroad. We spend over $70 billion annually on importation of refined products, whereas many other countries are getting advantage of the increased price in oil, of crude oil as at this period. So what do we do? Even with the bad economy, we have actually also engaged in various forms of subsidies and rebates. That was what killed Nigerian Airways. At the time we have our airline, we had a lot of different rebates, different kind of category of tickets that were given to people freely. What are supposed to be economic venture, we turned it to social service. And over the years, Nigerian Airways went down the drain, Nitel went down the drain, railway went down the drain. Many public utilities that would have helped galvanize the economy of Nigeria have all disappeared because we did not actually make economic sense out of them. Now, fast forward to 2023. This dispensation have decided that we are no longer continuing on that route. Now we are going to take very strong decisions that might hurt in the short term. Nigeria needs to get back on track. Sometimes you think you are rich when you are selling your property. You are selling your property and you think you are rich. It is only when you are investing your property and you are earning income from the property. That's when you can talk about being rich. But in the situation of Nigeria, we are selling the property. So what the present administration is trying to do now is to ensure that we reverse this trend. Yes, it will be tough because someone who is used to just selling is not learning to now invest. And investment will take time. There will be gestation period. So it's just like saying, because I'm hungry, I have a bag of rice, I'm giving a bag of rice. You have two options: eat the whole bag of rice or take half and plant half, so that the other half you meet in future. That other half can give you 200 bags or 300 bags during harvest. But if you say, because I'm so hungry, we want to eat everything, and you eat everything and there won't be anything for you to eat tomorrow. So it's a matter of serious planning now. And we all have to be very, very patient when it comes to situations like this. We have to be very patient. Things will go bad, then start improving. So, and what do we do at our own level? We are so import dependent. We have to cut down on our imports. We import even a toothpick. Everything in this country, what we can produce, even our taste for imported goods is so bad that people need to take out things from Nigeria and now bring them back as imported materials before we buy them. Nigerian rice and now be smuggled out and smuggled back into the country before Nigerians will buy it. So that is the kind of terrible taste for foreign goods that we have. We need to increase our oil production. That's why the fact that we are so dependent on imports, and we need so much dollar to back up this wide taste of ours. We are not even improving on the production of the crude that we are dependent on. So we must find a way to block all the leakages around the crude oil production. All the different form of bunkering must be stopped, and so that our production will be able to meet our quota, our OPEC quota, which in turns will give us more dollars. Because as long as you don't have forex, there's nothing you can do. There will continue devaluation of our currency. As long as that devalues, that means per capita income actually reduces. The basic living condition will deteriorate. Also, we have to remove, like I said, remove unnecessary subsidies. And also, we have to look for alternative source of energy. Since we've not been able to do well with NEPA, that's our electrical provision of electricity, we have to start looking for other alternative, solar energy, different renewable energy, because cheap source of energy is the only thing that can pull down the cost of production. We have to improve our public transport system. Everybody do need to have a car. People in London, people in Europe generally, there are a lot of people that don't own a car, and they go to work every day. They rely on the public transport system. But in Nigeria, even going to church, father goes in one, mother goes in another vehicle. So it has become a status thing for us in Nigeria. So we need to improve on that one too. And in the interim, the government has to bring up many other palliatives to help the people. And we must be looking at areas that can not lead to leakages, because some people see subsidy as palliative. But these are palliative that are not only enjoyed in Nigeria, but can filter out. Because if you give subsidy to petroleum, and maybe half of the petroleum products are actually smuggled out. So you are not giving the citizen the palliative, you are giving the outsiders. You are subsidizing the consumption of other countries or some few privileged Nigerians. So we should be looking at the kind of palliative that will stay within the community. Because sometimes you can introduce tax rebates to reduce the taxation on the people. Yes, while you are reducing the tax, the percentage of tax, then you'll be able to increase the net. You increase the number of people that will be paying. Instead of increasing the percentage, you reduce it, then work on the number of people. Because in Nigeria today, less than 20 people are paying tax. So if you can increase that to up to 60-70%, then reduce the rate probably by another 30%, then at the end of the day, you'll be getting more money. So these are some of the areas we can also use. School fees could be looked into, and some other areas that we feel will benefit the people. The government has been able to push out some foodstuff to various local governments. And the federal government through the state government too have been able to also inject some money into the system as palliative to various people who are disadvantaged at the grassroots level. So it's not just one process. We have to have different kind of items together so that at the end of the day, our people would, within the short period, get back on their feet.
All right, so you talked about dollar the other time, and I want to ask, dollar to naira exchange now. People have the opinion with the rate dollar is going, it's going to be 2,000 for $1. What do you have to say about this?
You see, Every disadvantage has an advantage. If you are an exporting nation, you don't have anything to fear if dollar increases, value increases. That means you are going to get more money. For example, if you have anything to export today, if you are exporting it at $1,000 and you are getting 700,000 naira before, by now you'll be getting 1 point something million naira. But the problem now is because we are importing. Many people don't make dollar, but they send their children abroad to school. That means you have to be changing your naira into dollar. These are the things that are actually putting more pressure on the naira. It's just a matter of demand and supply. As simple as water is, if you find out you are in a place that 1 million people lives here, but there is only water to take over 500,000 people, you start rationing it and you start making money out of it. People will be begging for it because it's not enough to meet their demand. The day we start making more dollars, dollar will crash. Because some people now, because the rate naira is losing value, some people are deliberately keeping their money in dollars so that it can perform the very most important function of money, which is the store of value. If I have 1 naira today, the value must be equal to 1 naira tomorrow. But it's when I have 1 naira today, and by tomorrow the money is about 70 kobo in value. So naira is actually losing that function of store of value. So people are looking for alternative to convert their money into. So immediately there's more revenue in dollars. That means there will be enough dollar in the country for those who might need it. Then those who are holding the money will bring them out. By the time they bring them out, there will be crash. So if you want dollar to become 500 naira or 400 naira or 300 naira, it depends on the demand for it, because it does not affect them in America. Whatever the dollar is does not increase the money of US company or US government. It is we that is affected. We are the ones that are ready to buy it at that rate. If tomorrow you say, I'm not going to buy dollar for more than 200 naira, and everybody insists that we are not going to pay more than 200 naira, the seller have no choice, because it's not going to spend the dollar in Nigeria. In Nigeria, if you have dollar, you must convert it to naira before you spend. So it is more about us. And if government want to ensure that some things are not getting too expensive, then we need to probably will reverse some of our policy on the equalization of the forex market. So when it comes to the issue of dollar, we have no choice than to ensure that we hand more dollars. It's a matter of demand and supply. Dollar is responding to the demand. The price of dollar is responding to the demand of dollar by Nigerians. Like I said earlier, we are so dependent on imported goods. That means we'll continue to seek for dollar. Many Nigerians have their children abroad and they don't hand dollars. So that means you have to convert your naira to dollar. So there's so much pressure for the very little dollar that is available. So it will jack up the price. It's just like any other product. Even water, if you know that you have 1 million people somewhere and the water you have is no more than what can take care of 500,000 people, people will ration it. So we must ensure that we reduce our taste for foreign goods and we earn more dollar. That is the only way we can get out of it. If we don't, no matter what policy is being executed by the government, you must increase the inflow. What government has done presently is to ensure that they collapse this official window and the parallel market, to ensure that people don't take advantage of the system by doing round tripping. A situation where you probably, with your relationship with some bank official or with the CBN governor, you can get allocation of 2-3 million naira and you pay official rate of maybe 400 or 500 naira, only to sell it at the doorstep for 1,000 naira, making an 100% profit for doing nothing. for not even seeing the money, you just send it on through transfer. So that's what the government has been able to do, and that's why the official rate is going up. The government can decide if it's getting too much to stay put on the rate of the official rate, but they now have to screen everybody that wants to get it to be sure that you are using it for the purpose for which you demand for it, so that people will no longer demand, then now sell outside. So it's something that have to be thorough. And that will also come with its own pain too, because that means people who want to pay school fees might be denied if the government feel this is not a priority. You have to prioritize what and what should we put. You can decide only people that are bringing in machineries for production, capital goods that will be used in production, that will be giving dollar at the official rate. If you are doing any other thing, go and source your dollar yourself. And I will not buy dollar, I will not get dollar for 700 naira, and I know they are selling it 1,000 naira outside. And I know the profit on what I'm going to do is not even up to the difference between the dollar and the naira. So why would I even venture into even doing the business if I can make 100% for doing nothing? So it's left for every one of us to ensure that we protect the naira at all costs by ensuring we reduce our demand for foreign goods, then increase our production of export goods. At that day, yes, every one of us will benefit. If I have anything to sell now, I'm going to cash out on the very high rate of the dollar. $1,000 now means about 1.1, almost 1.2 million naira now.
Yes.
As at 2 weeks ago, it was still 90 something. So there is no stopping it. Government cannot stop it. It is but what the government can stop is the official rate. But if government stops the official rate, that means the gap between the official rate and the power market will continue to grow wider. And once you do that, you must control who gets the official rate. You must ensure that people that get it use the money for what it's meant for. So that's the only way out.